Peekaboo. It's crying time for these pig eyes. My daddy called his eyes pig eyes. I kind of look like my daddy. I thought it was funny. You can call my eyes pig eyes. I think that's cute. There was like a whole thing, like St. Paul, Minnesota was pig's eye. It's true. Look it up. It was some white man, some pirate sounding dude. We're gonna like clean this up and make it a decent town. We're gonna name it after a saint who also changed. Oh my gosh. He changed his name from Saul to Paul. And they like did that number on Pig's Eye and named it St. Paul. Pig's Eye. I would like a version of the Bible where they talk about Pig's Eye, changing his name to Paul. Or how about a book or a chapter in the Bible, or even just a verse where Paul changes his name to Pig's Eye, Saint Pig's Eye. Yeah. Saint Pig's Eye. That's wild boar energy if I ever saw it. So, as you can see, I'm kind of brushing through my mane and I'm just processing a lot of grief. And so I kind of wanted to talk to you about it. I have conversations with phantoms, imaginary people that are real, like I met them. I've had real interactions with them, but no longer. For close to 1 year, I'm very sorry to say I've been like playing doll. I've been playing like dollhouse in my mind with a real man. Oh my God, that is so, that's really what I'm doing. And like the whole shit, it feels so infantile, Earthling Mother. You're right. But aren't you so infantile? Yes. If I learned and was conditioned to infantilism, it's because you infantilize your object of limerence that you're married to and won't let go of until death do you part. That's like what your main focus is. And like, does you hear that? Death is gonna do you part. I don't know. I was like, I don't, what? Wait, hold on. Can we amend that until death like exalts you to like the highest dimensions attainable and beyond the most unattainable dimensions of divinity and radical awesomeness. 100% pure love. Shout out to the continent of Australia. Shout out to Central America. Shout out to South America. Every time I drink my coffee at my local gas station, I think of Guatemala. I was also thinking of the pan flutes of Peru. Okay, so I have these conversations with phantoms because I'm trying to work shit out with people that won't speak to me. And I really have asked, can you please meet up with me? I really want to talk about some of the stuff. Like, I want, no, I'm good. No, you're not good. You're not. That's not good to do. You're you're dysregulated in your nervous system. You're completely dissociated from your right side hemisphere of your brain, which is that's your land, man. That's your territory. That's your domain, dude. You're like castrating yourself, essentially. You said some things to me that were so mean. It was like you wanted to play the villain in this story. And like you did want to see that vision through. That's in Confidence by Ocean Alley. And after all this, and after all this, probably hey, man. Should have said this. I think she knows. I think she knows. She's making me nervous. She's making me nervous. I think she knows. I think she knows. She's out of my league. You were playing that when I had you, and like we did have a little inside joke about sending secret encoded messages through song. So you were not being careful or chess-like at all. Like, what if I had picked up on that? What if I was like, wait, what are you? Because I'm like that. I don't know. You were like so bold when you knew that I was not going to be paying any kind of mind. And you were so timid when finally you caught my eye and you had my undivided attention. That is so hilarious. Fantasy, Fantasyland, Fantasyland, man, Fantasyland, man. Okay, okay. And world, this is nothing but bravado. This is nothing but bravado. That he can just masturbate with his two man hands. And that's all that's sufficient. When Toayam is like fully like a biblical banquet, just like at your service. Seriously. Gentlemen, straight men, please, please help me. I really need your help and your counsel and your advice. I don't know. I really miss Eli Hutch. I'm gonna try to find you, Hutch. I feel like I really need you now as like a big brother, as like a spiritual big brother to help me with these straight men. Emil, he's my hairdresser. He's straight. Emil just broke it down, you know? Emil didn't make any bones about it. He said, honey, I'm sorry. It sounds like he really did just want to, a cheeky, sneaky piece of ass. I hate I hate that that happened to me and Toyo and Flowey. I'm outraged. Why? Why do you want to victimize me? I'm so cool. Like, I just think that you do have some evil ass nature inside your heart and soul. To want to hurt somebody like me, I am not doing anything wrong. You probably feel so guilty about what you did and like how nice I was about everything. I don't know. If I did anything to like seriously offend you all, other than being there on some bullshit of stalking, but then I didn't do it. I didn't break any rules or anything. I wasn't bad. I was good. I was good. And I remember you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna make sure you get fired now," like making a little like joke or whatever. You were really joking about the power. And I also kind of realized I put together, you were talking about getting one of those toy slap hands, the sticky slap hands, and slapping me. And my sister was physically abusive to me. My older sister was physically. So I kind of wonder if there was like some abuser vibe. Because I also did tell you that I was fresh out of an 11-year, just nothing but an abusive marriage that I totally like survived and like even like kind of like made the most of that I possibly could. So it wasn't all, for nothing. Um, he told me in my time in Duluth that I had done nothing. And that I can't believe I've done so much. I don't even want to list it all off now because it would just like take up too much time. But I mean, I put myself through this like yoga school, which is not easy to do. And I made almost 100% on the final exam. And I also got this like guru. and I got to be initiated into the golden lineage of yoga teachers all the way back to Nepal, Patanjali, and India too. I just always have to I always have to include Nepal and put Nepal first because people don't understand how much of a real or origin and originator of Hinduism and yoga that Nepal really is. Hala Nepal, Hala Nippon, Hala Eastern Hemisphere. I love you, Griffin in Australia. I hope y'all find me. Okay, so gosh. I was basically saying that I know that it's really difficult to talk about matters of the heart, and it seems like especially for you, you really don't want to even acknowledge anything or anything like that. But I know, you know, and there was sort of this like war, you know. I was saying, okay, like I can't I can't read I can't read your heart, you know? I kind of need you to tell me. There's not really I don't see any kind of good reason why I should walk away from you, why I should leave you. Why? I just met you, you know? I said, okay, I'm not I don't it's I'm not like sensitive about it, okay? Like I don't know why you told me I have to have a thick skin about anything. I I This flowery of a woman don't take things personally. This flowery of a woman don't take things personal. You know, okay, there's no room for me in your heart. You don't wanna do that. Why? You know, is it because? Is it because there's somebody else? That's a valid reason. And it's not gonna hurt my feelings. I completely understand. I mean, I feel completely betrayed and lied to by you and bamboozled and tricked and needlessly hurt by you. That's true. But I get it. If your heart is with somebody else, okay, I understand. You want to be with somebody else and you don't want to be with me. Okay, that makes sense. Or maybe it's this big age difference. You know, I heard you. I heard you. Like, again, I get it. I get it. You thought that I was 10 years younger, you know? You thought that I was 10 years younger than my natural age. You put me in the range of 27 to 36. So you thought, I mean, I'm not trying to fool you. I'm sorry if you feel like I fooled you or if I tricked you. Maybe you feel like I tricked you. Like I should have been a responsible adult since I'm so much older and just said, no, honey, no, baby. But that's not what I said at all. But I still stand by my statement that I said um, after I talked to you about it, like 3 or 4 days after we had our, secret full moon f- flowered lover fantasy IRL. I was so confused. You probably were too. If I was, you were too. I remember telling you I feel insane and incompetence. I know she's driving me crazy. I have a little joke. I don't think that I was driving you crazy. I think that you were already driven crazy a long ass time ago and you've just been crazy. And so you're like blaming me for your florid mental illness and the flare-ups and all the symptoms. You're blaming me like abusers do. You're projecting onto me all the bullshit that you hate about yourself. And then you're like taking all the cool shit about me and saying, that's totally all yours. And you like thought of that. You know, I know a little bit about human behavior and stuff. I notice right away you doing that thing that lovers do when somebody really likes somebody and they, want to like belong with them and around them and belong to their tribe. They mirror that person and they mimic their language and their style. I remember I said, I say, I get it. I get it. That's kind of a common phrase of mine. I get it. I get it. You said, I get it. Uh, I said to you, hey, you remember that morning I was being extra silly? You said, silly thought. You were talking to me about how you noticed that I would like take little moments when there was no like people like around and stuff. And I would like take little moments and it looked like I was like sort of, I don't know, not not fully present with the thing. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's like I'm taking like I'm thinking about stuff. Like, I mean, and I was also like, wait a minute, you're watching me awful close. Micromanage munch? Micromanage much? Get out of me. I hate micromanaging. I'm so sassy. It's so cute. I'm so bratty. I think they love me. I think they love me. I also remember I did this fake cry. I made you smile. I did make you smile. And gosh, yeah. In that one the last time that we worked together where we looked like we were totally on our way to Geek Prom after we finished that shift. So cute. We were on our way to sweep Geek Prom and get those crowns and get those robes and do like an awesome dance off and like a impromptu dance competition that I don't know if I'm gonna win. I don't know. I I feel like I might because I haven't really seen your skills. So I feel like I would win. But I don't know. You could wow me. You could wow and stun me and razzle dazzle me because I know that you're athletic. I know that you're athletic. And I know that you don't have two left feet. You have one single left foot, and then you have a right foot or a not left foot in your case. We'll call it an unleft foot. You have a left foot and an unleft foot. That doesn't mean that you have two left feet. I love that. Shout out to all my left-handed straight men. I'm sorry if you were ever called the F slur. That's totally abuse, and that is totally not cool. That is like, what is that even? You know what that is? It's misogyny, honey. And like, I know I told you about the left side of the body. The left side of the body is the feminine, the goddess side of the body, the moon side of the body. The right side hemisphere of the brain controls the left side of the body. It's because it's the goddess side. And this is a fucking toxic ass patriarchy that hates all things feminine, even if they're in their own brain and their own body. Okay. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason, like, oh, F slur on a. No, that just means you're awesome. That just means you're fun and fantastic and fantastical and futuristic. I love left-handed men. I got really excited thinking about how you were like all like, using your left hand. I don't know. It turns me on. It really does. Turns me on. Oh, Um, yeah. I'm just being a little teenage girl about it here. And, you know, uh, like, don't say, because you said so many little things. Like you were like, Claire, you could say you quit for me. And I was like, I would quit for you. I would quit for you in a second. I was, I would, and I was serious, honey. And like, I'm fine about like money and shit. Like, I don't need you for anything, honey. I tried to convey that. I don't know if I did. I mean, I sort of lamented about not being able to just be a mother and just focus on raising up a really excellent child and not exposing him to fascist terrorists in disguise that bear false witness against me for absolutely no reason. And I didn't get to attend my own child's graduation from kindergarten because of the administration at his school. They discriminated against me for no reason. It's horrible. I have to figure out what to do about it. I want to make a case. Toayom will be vindicated. So, honey, and like, when you're like, oh, quit for me. And I was saying something about, I would never, I'm not going to deny my feelings, and like this, you are more important to me than any of this bullshit, for real. I can say that. That's how I feel. That's true for me. And I think that that's cool. I put people first, man. Anyway, just talking about like what you want to do, what you want to see in your future and stuff. Like saying that like somehow being with me would like pull you away. I said, I'm not gonna ever stand in the way of you and your goals and hopes and dreams and everything like that. If anything, I just encourage and support you in that. I'm not gonna try to like, what? You know what I mean? It's like you don't know me or something, or you don't believe me. You don't believe me. You don't believe in me. But you can, but I it's just, you know, there's nothing I can do to convince you, I'm real. I know I'm fucking magical and magic, but just because I'm magic doesn't mean I'm not real. I hope I said that to you. Let me say it to you now. Just because I'm magic doesn't mean I'm not real. Real. I also remember like a reason that you gave, like in the very beginning. Like when I was like, "What? You're gonna pull some kind of like this switcheroo?" That I was like, I can't believe you really think that you can like somehow like paste and like tape up all those professional and personal boundaries that you just ripped down on a Saturday night, you know? And you were saying something like, "Well, Claire, you know, okay, here, for example, talking about like why it's not gonna work or whatever, not, see, you fear. I think she knows, I didn't know anything. I was thinking about work. I wasn't thinking about you. Why are you all in your head thinking about what you think that I know? You don't know anything about what I know. I know. You've never taken any yoga. I don't know. You need work. You need work with your mind. But yeah, you were like, okay, so just, picture this. You advance and you've got, you're a leader. Okay. So now you've got like a young man or something like that you're like training out in the field all alone. And like, I'll be thinking, well, I wonder if she finds him attractive. Oh my God, you like are like you're like picturing me. You like, oh my God, you love me. You want me to love you. You want me to like only like, and I said that. That is so funny. That's so cute. That really warms the cockles of my heart. That really warms the cockles of my heart. Like I like to see that. I like to see that. It's like you need me. It's like you need my love. It feels like family. I don't know. But also maybe it's just toxic abuse, and that's why it feels like family, because family was toxic abuse for me. I really don't know, honey. Forgive me. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm just trying to like grieve and feel all these really difficult feelings and heal. I know I can. Healing is my superpower, and so is forgiveness. I have superpower. I have superpowers innumerable. It's true. But I think I said in response to that, like, you really couldn't trust me? I was like, and also like I'm working. Like what? Like I'm gonna like do something? I like, you know that I don't do stuff like that. You worked with me. And also, uh, you asked me. It's not like I asked you. I'm not like that. And I told you the whole story about how it was kind of funny when it's like as soon as I got married, something happened. I guess I was like happy. I don't know. I was going around smiling at men and they were approaching me, like asking me if I wanted to go have lunch. And I was like, wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm married. I was like, I don't know what the vibe. But it was funny like how many men would like approach me, after I got married. Like I felt like they approached me more frequently than when I was single. Somehow, I feel like that happens. I feel like there's a vibe that changes and there's like she's feeling really safe and secure. That's at least what happened to me. I was feeling safe and secure and so I was just like, talking to men, but shouldn't be doing that because they really misinterpret it. I realize that I've got to treat myself like a little fairy tale princess. No, for real, in a lot of ways. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's CBS. Babying those parts of myself that are really, they're little naive little babies. They don't need to be exposed to that shit. I gotta protect myself. Yeah, but like I do remember, just like, oh God, begging you. It's like, okay, so you feel nothing for me, you know? And like I remember, I don't know, you're such a liar. I feel like I was just like, oh my God, I can just tell you cap. Just the way that you can't even lie that you feel nothing for me. Okay. I know that. Like, come on. Like, you know, I didn't say anything like this, but here's how it would go in my little ancient wild orange grove fantasy where I could teleport us both in like our avatar minds and like we're so beautiful. They're glowing in the dawn, light glowing. And I say, if it is the age difference, I completely understand. You probably want a woman who's like 22, half my age at the time. I had told him I made a little joke, like I told my leader when I first, got here. I'm 22 times two. So I wish I could be 44 divided by two and be 22. But then I was thinking about myself at 22. So here's the sacrifice. I was really obese and not as cute as I usually am at the age of 22. But then I did lose a bunch of weight at 24. I worked really hard, 22, 23, and 24, and I worked really hard, all of it. I lost like 50 pounds and I looked amazing. I looked incredible. It was like I was reborn. Okay. I'm proud of those moments. I remember you kind of talking about like weight gain and stuff. I could talk to you about it, honey. I could talk to you about it. I think it's the alcohol for you. And I think I said something about it, which I'm glad I did. Maybe you can't handle how like real I am. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can find a young man who's on the really self-improvement and like really, just like serious, not aspiring, but legitimate entrepreneur. And not aspiring G either. Bona fide G's only. You didn't gangsta me, okay? If anyone gangsted anyone, I gangsted you. And I'm not going to let this embitter me. And I'm not going to make this make me an angry woman. I'm not going to make this make me like fear or distrust or hate anybody. Not even you, even though you've been so mean and spiteful for no reason and hurtful and hateful. I'm not even going to hate you, man. Just going to neutralize it all. Neutralize it all. I'm just going to move on to the future where I know there's an abundance of men with wide open hearts that love so freely and share all true power so freely. There's no little false power play games. That's what you say. Ugh. You call it chess. It's nothing. You don't know. You don't even know chess, do you? I bet you don't. I bet you don't. I love this little sign. It hangs up in my sister in Austin, in her little dining room. Life is like chess. I don't know how to play chess. Life isn't fair, baby. Mm-mm. Hell no, it isn't. It's circus, honey. Life was always circus. I love you. I really do believe in you with all my heart and soul. I really do. And I really believe in true love. I know it's not a dream. I know it's not a fantasy. I know it's not insane. I know it's not crazy in a bad way. I really do have so much. I have so much to give, and I have so much to live for, and I have so much to be so thankful for. I'm so thankful for Bryn and Cece on this day. I'm so thankful for Daisha Figueroa on this day, and for Manuel, and for Roses, and King Froglet. I love you so much. And Wes, and Inez, and Black Prince. I love you so much, Black Prince. Black Prince, stay winning, stay inspired, and stay inspiring. Stay so intelligent and counterculture and innovative. Stay so creative. I know you will. And I know I'll find you. I'll find you or you'll find me. We have to, right? Oh my gosh, you were so awesome. You were always so awesome. Thank you so much for always being so awesome. I love you so much, Black Prince. And I want to shout out to Dom Calandra. I want to shout out to Therese. I hope I'm saying, I don't know, honey. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing Therese. Therese, I'm sorry. But I love you, Therese. I love you, Therese. Rest in power, rest in peace. Therese, you got a T name, just like Toiome and Tori. But you were given your T name. Tori and Toiome. We had to rename ourselves. The only fixed constant is perpetual change. Good night, honey. I love you. And I always will. No offense. Peace. World peace, true peace, ultra non-violence, mental wellness, Turtle Island, all the tortoises, all the tortoises, and the amphibians too. All tortoises and amphibians too. Partying down on Turtle Island. Woo!